What's going on? What's your going on? What's going on? Y'all already know what it is. It's TK the Poet. You already know it, so you ain't gotta quote it. And if I spoke it, you already know what that means. Y'all wrote it. We here, yes again. Facebook, YouTube, all that. Shout out to y'all. Thanks for viewing us. I got a special guest in the building. We're gonna have a little one-on-one talk today with one of the poets. Lady Crucible. Lady Crucible. She done blessed the stage a couple times. Y'all gonna get used to her. Get comfortable. Put your feet up. You gonna enjoy the vibe that she brings. She one of the dopest poets I done heard recently. We're gonna have to get her to get into some little bit poetry to show that she's really fire. She really like that. So and also before we get into let me turn this down real quick. Let me turn this down real quick, man. We're gonna vibe out in a minute, but I want to talk about what was going on. Y'all see the merch, the pen sick. Hey, and y'all already know TK the poet got the sickest pen of all. So check out the merch. Poetry Life League. We got it going on. The pen sick, the merch. Hey, website is coming together. We still teeter tottering with it, but we're gonna get it up and going so y'all can see everything that we have, that what we producing, and also at the same time, we're producing fire poetry, fire content. So, y'all follow the way. Poetry Life League. Let me talk to y'all about that a little real quick before we dive into Lady Crucible. Poetry Life League is 24 of the poets going against each other, and it's 24 poets across the United States. Now, we're not getting a one poet, five poets in one state, five poets. These are poets all across the United States, Louisiana, Arkansas, uh, Florida, Miami, North Carolina, South Carolina, New York, Maine, um, California, Wyoming. Look, we we pulling poets everywhere. Missouri, shout out to St. Louis, man. We got poets from everywhere. Not just in Dallas, not in just Texas. We got them everywhere. So y'all gonna be thrilled to see how many poets are in this and how many poets that's really spit that fire. It's a one-on-one match, one poem versus another poem. You can see what poet is fire. So y'all ain't already know it, man. Y'all go tune in into the other Facebook page that we got is Portrait Like League. Check that out. So also, we going live at the same time on multiple platforms. So y'all check out the content. And I'm gonna bring up my girl, Lady Crucible to the building.
What it do, y'all? What it do?
Hey,
You
what's
know
going
me.
on? Man, I'm glad that you up on here today, man. We get to have a private conversation, man. You know,
Hey,
we get to dive into Lady Crucible today.
I'm open for dissection today.
Look. Hey, tell the people who you are and where you from and where the farm you at.
Well, I'm Nia, aka Lady Crucible. You can find me. I'm born and raised Chicago. You can find me on Instagram as Lady Crucible. You can find me on TikTok as Poetic Priestess. You can find me on YouTube as Poetic Priestess, and you can find me on Facebook as Nia Coney. You can also find me on Threads as Lady Crucible.
Okay. Side town representative. So my first question is to you. You a poet. You know, how did you get into poetry? Let's break this down real quick.
I got into poetry. It started in second grade with just a little writing contest about leprechauns
Mm,
on St. Patrick's Day. And it ended up my piece ended up making it to the school newspaper.
mm,
And from there, at second grade you really don't, it's something big, but then it floats away. But by the time I made it to the eighth grade, my mom told me, I noticed you like to write.
mm,
So she gave me this slight challenge. Just she just told me to write, express how I feel, and put it on paper. And when
okay.
she read it, she told me, don't stop writing.
Mm,
I've never seen a 12-year-old write with this type of knowledge.
mm,
And my mom was like my backbone. That was my biggest inspiration.
okay. Okay. So I mean, throughout those years of you writing, what was it like for you being a poet that young? Because a lot of kids wasn't doing what you were doing. So you
No,
know,
and me, I guess because see, I love to write. When I learned how to write in cursive, I couldn't stop writing. It's like I just had to continue. I wrote up until maybe my junior year of high school, and then somebody stole my whole. I had a notebook like this thick,
mm,
and somebody stole the whole notebook. So it kind of broke my confidence, and I stopped writing for a little bit. But then I picked my pen up again. But then I dropped my pen again when my mom died. I hadn't picked up my pen for 20 years. I didn't pick up my pen until the end of 2022, going into 23.
man. So how was it when you picked it back up, or what inspired you to pick it back up?
Um, I every once in a while, every now and again, when I got the urge, if I got a thought, I would write. I would write stuff down, and I was on this app called Clubhouse,
Okay. Shout out
and
to Club.
I heard, a couple people spitting their pieces, and I was like, okay, okay, maybe I should pick my pen up again. And then I was challenged by a guy named Scott on Clubhouse in his group. The first prompt he gave me was my pen gave me my freedom papers.
Mm,
And I took off from there. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, everything I wrote in the beginning, people would tell you I cried, I boo-hooed because everything was sad, everything was dark, and it was like I was just stuck in that dark tunnel with no
mm,
light. I couldn't think, I couldn't focus. It was like all the hurt and all the pain was just finally releasing itself.
mm,
Then I had to figure out how to reconstruct it without crying so much. And I found a different way to channel my anger and my frustrations. So instead of crying, I just became aggressive.
okay, okay, okay. So was that a hard transition? Or
Actually, it wasn't. It had became how the aggression actually came about. Somebody had actually pissed me off. And shout out to Queen Bee, the bar goddess, for this prompt.
okay.
She gave a prompt when they come for me.
Hmm.
Now she had gave me the prompt months ago, and I sat on it. And it took for somebody to piss me off. And it was like, man, when you come for me, make sure your words not distorted. Your voice, because I'm going for war
Mm,
instantly. And it was like I took off from there, and it was like, okay, I'm starting to rebuild the confidence in my pen.
okay. So can you explain like the first time you got on step foot on the stage? What was that, feeling
Ooh,
like?
man.
Was you nervous? Was what was your expectation of you going up there and people just sitting there watching you, listening to you?
Again, shout out to Poetry Perspective Network, Promontory, Fire Pit. My very first open mic, my very, very first stage performance. You talk about nervous, shook, confused, and it was like, am I gonna? It was like I got up there and I was so nervous, I was stumbling. And in certain places, depending on where you are, they'll be like, all right, well, you know what I'm saying? When you feel like you can get it together, then you can come back. And I froze. And they was like, no, where you going? I was like, I gotta go get myself together. She said, no. Imagine we were around a live fire pit. She
Hmm.
said, Queen, I need you to get yourself together. She said, take a deep breath. Imagine, shout out to Lottie D, because that was my inspiration. She gone, Queen, you got this. And man, I took that deep breath. I collected myself. I closed my eyes. And believe it or not, I pictured nobody but my mom sitting there.
Mm,
And it's like my words came out, they flowed smoothly, and I felt like I was doing something right, or I must have said something that touched the earth because the flames in the fire pit rose. And it was like, wow,
energy.
I'm doing this. And compared to just writing, I now know the difference because, like I said, I'm not new to writing poetry. I'm just new to the performance of it.
Hmm.
And to be able to stand amongst those that's been here doing it for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, and you can stand amongst them and be called one of the greatest. And it's like, wow, I'm doing this for real. Like, wait, I didn't even know I had a fan base.
Hmm. Oh.
I wasn't
Well,
even that confident.
hey, but let's get into that bag real quick, because there is a difference between writing poetry and writing performing poetry.
Yes.
There's two different lanes. So, what is the big difference between writing poetry and writing poetry to perform?
To me, it's always something about that ending. That ending has to be on lock. When you
Mhm.
got the versatility, you got the wordplay, and I done seen some of the best poets use some of the sickest words. And I always had somebody tell me, I'm gonna work on you with your endings. It's like if you ain't got a perfect ending, the whole poem is just like it was alright.
Right.
And I done found myself many a times where I know I wrote the best poem, but it's like it's something about the ending. Let me go in here and retrain. Let me go back to the lab. Let me figure this out. And I could just hear a word, and I take that one word and I run with it. I
Hmm.
make words go together that don't need to be together.
Right.
Like, I got this one alliteration that I created on my own, and people still trying to figure out how I put it together. I told them, I said, monologues miraculously couldn't move mountains for me. And somebody said, wait, what? How did the monologue, what? Just, I'm forever, again, when me and Mary Jane grab the
Look,
pen and the pad, ain't no telling
look,
what I'm
something
gonna come up
special gonna
with.
happen. Something special gonna happen, man.
I sparked something somewhere.
Look. So, like, transitioning from writing poetry and writing performing poetry. Was that a big jump for you?
It
Like,
was
cause
a major jump for me because, again, I never thought that I would ever be in the performance world
Mhm.
of poetry. Period. My mentor, shout out to Nina Purple Rain. She told me, and I used to tell her, I don't think I could. She said, she said, I guarantee you, I could put you in the room with the biggest beast in this community, and I can stand you right in the middle of them. Did you hear what he just said, bro? Like, did you really hear what he just said? I can't top that. And then she was like, "We're gonna see." And she put me up to the challenge. And man, yes, baby. Is there McDonald's here? In a minute, baby. In a minute. Mommy making the order now, okay? You babies love they McDonald's, boy. They not
Hey,
going.
it's something about that Golden North. My kids see that and they
I,
just get
I can't get them to
excited.
eat nothing else. I can offer them anything in the world. I want McDonald's. Okay.
Look, that's one thing. Look, to make them happy. Y'all want some Mickey D? Oh yeah.
Right. Ask
Easy.
about anything. If it ain't McDonald's, it's pizza. Whichever the two, y'all. Hey, it is
Look,
what it is. As long as they happy.
look, that's it. Shut them up. Here, go ahead. But
And
look, what is the poetry scene in Chicago like?
the poetry scene in Chicago is off the chain. You
Mm,
got so many different events you can go to. You got Hood Raised, aka Ollie, with Eddie Sundays. We got erotic. We got, man, comedians. We got rap art. When I tell you being in a room with just a bunch of different people, and you got people that can, like, I did this one piece one day at Tag, and it was called Toxic Baby Daddies. And I was surprised to see how many people could relate to that piece that I wrote. They was like, wait, did you really just say toxic baby daddies? And
mm,
you named them?
mm.
With no
Look,
hesitation. I just
oh
made
man,
them famous for 5 minutes.
look.
But
But man,
the,
so I know the battle rap scene in Chicago, like battle rapper 2-4. Big T, Young Cannon, Big
Right.
Joe. Shout out to the battle rappers in Chicago. So I know the battle rap scene is kind of like intense in Chicago. Is the poetry scene like that as well?
Man, it
Look
be when I
back.
tell you, like we have what we call the Spoken Word Artist Awards
Okay.
every year. And when I tell you from like April of last year to April of this year, you got when I tell you it be so many poets out here putting in that work. I mean, putting in that work.
Mm,
Like I said, I give a shout out to a lot of poets: Lottie D, Ali, Denise Bobo, her son, her husband.
mm.
Man,
Whole family poet.
Poetic Black Ice. It's so many. When I tell you Poetic Black Ice, who's a part of Poet, and I am a part of Poet. When I tell you this man is phenomenal, he built a community out of nothing. When I tell you poets all over the world, we got poets from Africa, Ghana, Jamaica, everywhere. And man, it's a beautiful thing.
Look,
These are
and it's
things
hard
I
to.
never thought that I would, be a part of, and I'm a
Mm,
part of. So
look.
it's definitely a blessing.
Mm. So, is there any like poets that you feel like you look up to in Chicago, like that was before you?
Yeah. Poetic Black Ice, Nina Purple Rain,
Hmm.
Lottie D, um, Trinity Sapphire, Tia Marie, uh, Momentum, Ali, Darling Mickey. When I tell you, it's so many, and if I didn't name you, I don't charge it to my heart, not to my head. But when I tell you, it's so many different poets that inspire me, and really, I haven't come across a poet that tell me you need to stop writing all that sad stuff. You need to do that. This is my journey.
Right,
This is my story.
right,
I'm gonna walk in my purpose.
right. Look, I got a question before. I want you to spit a poem, but I'm gonna tell you what type of poem I want you to spit. But before we get into that, how did you get your style? I mean, how did you come up with your style of poetry?
Me, I'm aggressive.
Hmm.
Kind of aggressive in real life. I might as well, if I'm gonna tell the truth, I might as well just.
Keep it a dollar, man. Keep it a
I'm
dollar.
aggressive, and I'm very aggressive when I write and when I think. So it was like I wrote this one piece one day, and it just I created a rhyme scheme, and it's like when I write, I don't have music on, but it's like I always got a beat in my head,
Mm,
and it could just be a simple,
yeah.
and it's like walking down the street, seeing this niggas off beat, and it's like I don't even know where the freestyles and shit be coming from, but it's just like it just comes, and I just create my own cadence, my own beat, and my own flow.
Okay, okay, okay.
Now,
Like
how I
that.
started doing that, I really don't know. It just happened.
Look, I'm gonna ask you a question. Gun to your head. Gun to your head. Someone tell you gotta spit me a poem that's gonna save your life.
Mm,
Poem in your arsenal that you can go to that is gonna save your life.
okay, I got you.
I'm gonna give you the flow.
My ink be See, my ink causes calibration in the chamber, ink with aggression. My tip drips like a semi-automatic. An extended clip when I drip. Loose ink sinks bics. The click of my pen make your head spin. Ink blots leave spots. See, my ink be cataclysmic, diabolical, catastrophical, thunder rumbling in my chest. Rage putting it all to rest. The ink always dripping at its best. See, misunderstood, nobody gets that. Target on my back, I can't escape. So I let this ink drip dramatically. Mechanical pencils can't handle me. This ink be street knowledge, dropping gems on curbs. Voices will be heard. Wisdom forged through the struggle of my words. Lessons learned in the school of hard knocks when the bells never ring. A legacy of serendipity, extended too quickly, grace in the grind. Can't take what's mine. I dare you try that shit one more time. Poetry became my lifeline. Drop bars all the time along with my rhymes. I'm also creating poetic crimes. My ink be scribed through time, unscripted in hieroglyphics, a language of the lost and found, never losing my crown. Those nights left wandering, finally gaining my poetic confidence. My ink be sensational, independent, and radiant. My ink be indigenous, reflections of roots deep in the earth. Dropping them bars, leaving you scars. This beast unleashed when she drips this ink. Syllables sinking with the beat of the streets. This ink be your final destination. Drops of catastrophe. My ink be, yeah, it's savage.
Fire, 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 fire. So when you come up with that?
So this prompt was given by Allie's ink pen.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get it. I got to give her props for that. Um, when I tell you I had so many different ways that I started this piece off, and it was like, nope, I don't want that one.
Mm.
And then it was like back to the drawing board. And then it was like, nope, don't want that one either. But then it was like I found myself going back and pick up them pieces of paper like they do when they try to write them beats and write them lyrics to them rap songs. And it was like, okay, wait, I need this line. Okay, and then I need this line. And then hold on, then some clear. I could wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, like, damn, I gotta write that down real quick. And then before I know it, I didn't put a whole. I just be whatever comes to mind. I create words that ain't even creatable.
Look, look, got your own, like your own drift. That's why when you was on the show last week, you saying a person can't study you because it's so many dimensional to you. It's like you
I
don't know which
told
one.
when Obi kept saying, I got to study you. Which one of me you want to study?
Hmm.
That's gonna be kind of hard.
Hmm.
Cause see, Lady Crucible got her own flow. Lady Nia go off the moon. High
Hmm.
Priestess can get a little sensual, but also she can get a little evil and cynical. Now I
Hmm.
can give you Nia that'll probably just be humble, but don't
Okay.
piss her off. She
Mm.
always ready to rumble. Yes,
So
but
so your last poem, who was that?
my last poem.
Your last poem you just did, who was that?
That would be my fifth alter ego. Her name is Shishi.
Shishi. Let's get into Shishi. Who is Shishi?
Shishi would be my childhood alter ego. Back then, that person didn't care. That person don't give a shit, don't give a damn. Yes, baby. What are we doing? You want me to tie somebody else's shoes up on your feet? And she think it's funny.
Hey, what's up?
Say hi. You gonna say hi? Or are we gonna act shy now?
She been anti-show today.
But in the background, she is nowhere near antisocial.
Look,
But
look,
these are my biggest. When I tell you these are my biggest supporters, my biggest fans.
mm, look, you ain't lying. Your kids are your biggest supporters, man. Because one thing, and my kids, they be saying my slogan. Oh, it's TK the poet. You already know it. Look,
Oh
so
man, you should hear my grandson. I'm also in another poetry group called Wolf Hours.
okay.
And we have this thing, what we say, wolf hours in the motherfucking building. And I
Hmm.
howl. And every time we get to the howling part, my grandson will jump up. "Arr!" Got him on recording. He's like the little mascot. He be so happy. When I do that room, it's like he know when I'm ready to do that room because he come in with his wolf suit on.
Look. And
I
kids,
told
and
him,
thing is, the kids be genuine about they supporting their
oh
little baby.
yeah,
You like that's some of the purest support you can ever get. It's
it
support.
definitely is.
It's
My grandson tickled me when I was able to get out. Right now, I they mom schedule changed, so I'm at home a lot more. But when I was able to go out and was getting out, My grandson, Chi, you going your poetry? You going to poetry, Chi?
Look,
Yep, I'm on my way. You going out there with the fire this time, or you going to the other building? And you, when you think kids ain't paying attention, they
paying
paying attention.
look, nah, for real, for real.
They definitely paying attention.
Look, so look, we getting close to the end of this real quick, but I got a question I gotta ask you, man.
Sure.
Uh, about the league. You know that it's 24 poets. It's 24 poets that's gonna be in this league. You know, are you anticipating like who you going to go against or who's the other poets?
All I'm gonna say is, let's get ready to rumble.
Hey, and July is going down, man.
Hey, I can't wait.
Look, it's gonna be something different, something new. Hey, all y'all gonna have stats. Every match is gonna be intensified. And one thing and two things I gotta say about this: y'all gonna produce the best poetry y'all ever wrote because it's a competition.
Oh
You gotta
yeah.
go your hardest. So when you go on your hardest, it just push your mind to another level. So and that's the great thing
And see,
about it. Y'all gonna have to put the work.
I've been thinking competition ever since you hit my inbox. I've been writing there since. I'm
Mm,
44 points in already,
mm.
and I'm still
44.
writing.
Do y'all hear this, poets? I know you're out there looking. I see the charts and stuff like that. Poets, y'all hear that? You say you 44 in?
Yep, and about to drop my 45th one tonight.
Mm. See, it's talking heavy to
I got
y'all.
two fresh pieces. I got two fresh pieces that I wrote today that y'all will hear. I promise you, you're gonna like it.
Hey, y'all better do your homework because this is real. This is this is not for fake. Poets out there, they really cooked up. They got different rounds in a chamber. Hey, y'all better stay equipped. Because the thing
Hey,
is,
I'ma just say it like this here. All I'ma say is I'm a beast unleashed. I heard the word eat. I know what to do. I'm ready to feast.
mm, talk to her nice. Talk to her nice. Lady Crucible, man. I appreciate you on here, man. We finna get ready to move into our other segment. We're gonna have a little general talk, man. We got Shorty Rock in the building. Shorty Rock. Wait, whenever
Let's
she get ready,
go.
give me the thumbs up, man. We're gonna bring Shorty Rock up here real quick, and we're gonna get into our part of the conversation, man. We're gonna get into some deep poetry talk and what's going on in the world right now. It's a lot of crazy things that's going around. Shout out to Dallas. Shout out to my boy Yellow Beezy, man. Look, I mean, they got the boy on lock, man, on some crazy charges. We don't know if they true or not. People speculating, and I don't know. I ain't got a dog in this fight, so I
Right,
ain't got
like they say, you're innocent till proven guilty.
look. And plus, I ain't got no heaven or hell to put nobody in. So hey, let free that man until he free, man. So man, look.
Hey,
But I know, but I like let's switch. Let's turn the corner real quick. In Shot Town, I know y'all see a lot of this. Even with Dirk and stuff like that. How do y'all experience this? With rappers killing other rappers and stuff like that.
I look at it like this here. I was raised like this, and don't get me wrong, I ain't perfect. I'm no angel. I done did my dirt on these streets. When I had my chance, and most people ask me, how was you able to just walk away? Easy. I got up on my 2 feet and I was done.
Mm,
It took
mm,
for a deja vu. No bullshit. I was standing in the gang meeting. No bullshit. I had my daughter on my hip. You get a deja vu, you see something coming before it comes. I
mm,
had a deja vu, the three cars was coming around the corner and they opened fire. All I seen was a bullet hit my baby head and
mm,
fucked me up. I was like, what, 17, 18 then? So in the middle of nowhere, it was like, you know what? I gotta go. I'll holler at y'all later. 15 minutes later, them three cars that I saw Hit that corner. I'm on the bus already. By the grace of God, I was on the bus with my child.
Mm,
That them cars came around the corner, opening fire.
mm,
It was time for me to sit down. I watched too many of my friends, younger than me, go in the ground. When my mom, like the poem that I wrote called The Streets,
mm,
at the end of my piece, like I asked somebody, have you ever dropped 10,000 on the casket? Buried
mm,
your colors with the only person that ever mattered?
mm,
With a solemn promise to walk away. And she the reason is the reason why I still breathe today.
mm.
It comes a point, and when I hear every time you turn around, it's a gunshot. It's somebody just here yesterday. My niece, one of their good friends, gunned down, young. We losing more women and kids these days in this city. You are a heartless, cowardless, and excuse my French, evil son of a bitch to gun a child down in front of a school. You have no heart. But then you'll go crazy if somebody did it. You'll be ready to kill the world if it was yours. But you
Right.
took somebody else's. You don't think you go right in hell for that? It's a
Mm,
nice little spot for you. Trust me, they preparing it.
mm,
You hope I'm not the one that leads you down there.
mm. I'm gonna bring up Shorty Rock because I want to have a real conversation, man. Shorty Rock, we gonna bring you to the stage. Shorty Rock, rock with me. We gonna bring her up one time. Shorty, how you doing?
Hey, can you don't mute? Yeah.
Hey, Shorty. Well, Shorty, until she come back to the camera, back to the phone, I got a couple questions to ask you because, I'm getting tired of seeing this, this black on black violence stuff like that. Like, how are we gonna stop this? Because look, I tell people all the time, like, we have to keep in our mind if if we kill 10 of us, if 10 people kill other 10 black people, that's 20 black people gone. But if 10 black people or 10 white people kill 10 black people, that's only 10 people gone. We need to stop taking each other out because once we take each other out, it's out of death or prison. So it's like, when are we gonna
You
find out?
know,
We need to build our numbers back.
when are we gonna stop being blindfolded to the stupidity and the ignorance?
Mm,
We out here doing what they want. They ain't got to do it no more because we doing it to each other. That's why they sit back and just laugh at it. You notice 911 don't break their neck when a black person gets shot and killed no more.
at all. At all. They take their time
It's
cooking.
like you, and I'm just gonna be real. A lot of people scrutinize me for this, but 90% of the time, why they don't come, because 9 times out of them, it was probably one of them in plain clothes that pulled the trigger.
Mm,
People don't. These days, I'm 47 years old.
talk.
I used to love outside. I used to love being out there in the fresh air. Now you can't even walk to the store without looking over your shoulder or hearing a gunshot. Praying to God you make it from one corner to the next. And more babies are dying.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like, why?
Cause like Charleston White said, he was talking about Little Ronnie and his daughter dying, and he was like, man, f that baby, f Little Ronnie, because after a week, y'all ain't gonna care about that baby. After he said after y'all bury that baby, y'all stop even talking about the little baby. Y'all want to get
Yeah,
mad at
actually,
me
no,
because
they
I'm
still.
saying this,
But technically, he was wrong for that because they're still talking about it. They just buried the man last week.
right?
Well, no, actually, yesterday. Why he talking about f this, f that? They just buried him. They're buried on top of each other.
Right.
This man lost him and his daughter lost his life for something he didn't even do. That man ran away from his car to keep his child from being harmed. But a heartless motherfucker took her anyway.
Yeah. But you know
And
what?
like I said,
Look,
people
I
it's
say this,
for him.
but this is why I say being a rapper is dangerous because you live a certain type of lifestyle. You portray this certain type of activity, and that's why I be telling people like they want to be in this gangster rap, this drill music and stuff like that. What is that gonna produce for you? I
But see,
understand it.
like with him, what I loved about him though, you didn't really hear him in the spotlight. You ain't hear him out here dissing nobody. Like that man, he made his little rap songs. You know where that man spent most of his life at?
Right,
Besides with his daughter on the boat. That man was figuring out how to double his money.
right.
But he got his life taken because a friend botched the dice game. In a minute, baby, when I gotta wait for your
But
mama
you
to
know
send it,
what
baby.
though?
You know?
But see, and this is what I tell people too. Like people are so powerful. The smallest thing a person can do can affect your life in a major way. Just like
Mm-hmm.
you say his partner fixed that dice game and stuff like that, robbed the dice game or whatever that transpired. That one person made a major factor in your life and in your daughter life. Just by that person, that one action. That's why I say we gotta be careful on what we do and who we do it to and how we do it. Because it's not only affect us, but it affects everybody else around us. That one little act,
It definitely does. Mm-hmm.
that one
Like
person,
they used
look,
what's that saying my grandma and my mamas used to teach us back in the day? One bad apple can spoil a
spoil the
bunch.
Look, and that's why I say you got to be careful who you surround yourself with because a person plays a major factor in your life. The smallest thing they can do, just because that person see you with, oh, we gonna get that person because you be with that person all the time.
And
That's
that's
why I like
exactly how that went.
look, and that's why I say like you got to be conscious of if this person ain't got no good integrity. This person is effed up. Like, why are you gonna even be around that person? Because initially that person gonna put you in a jam that you don't want to be in. And a lot of people saying, oh, when people get to a certain level, they stop talking to certain people. But people need to understand it's not that people get to a certain level and stop talking to people that's less than them. They're on a whole nother level. They playing a whole different game.
Like
So
I like I said in the piece here recently. I got fucked up trying to look up to a motherfucker that was already fucked up.
hmm, talk. But you know what? We need to change this culture.
We
Because
got to.
we got to start with our kids though. It's the we have to change the concept and the mind frame of our kids in order we can change anything in this world because we're gonna be gone. It's probably too late for any action right now, but for our kids, they can change stuff. But we need to pour more
But
into
you
our
know,
kids.
like I tell a lot of people, they say, what can we do? It ain't shit we can do now. Technically, it is. We got to first start with ourselves because, see, this shit goes generations back.
Mm,
If we can't say fix it because what's done is done. But today is a dawn of a new day. Start
mm.
from there and fix ourselves. In order for us to fix our community, we got to reshape what we fucked up.
Hey, Michael Jackson said it best. You got to look at the man in the mirror.
And start with the man in the mirror.
Look. And that's one thing that's so true. If you can say that you the best individual that you can possibly be, a lot of people can't say that. When I wake up in the morning, I can look at myself and say I'm the best individual I can possibly be. I don't try to get over on people. I don't try to get down on people. I try to push positivity and all this other stuff. So when I look in the mirror, when I wake up, I can look at myself honestly and say I'm a great individual. A lot of people ain't got that same testimony. A lot of people can't look in the mirror and say they are a great individual. So when people can be comfortable by looking themselves in the mirror and say, "Yeah, I am who I say I am," and I'm not a fake facade. That's when things can start changing.
And
'Cause, like,
until
let's be
people,
honest, we got some messed up people in this world.
we do. You got some evil ass people in this world.
Look, me and my wife, we was just watching all these murder mystery shows and stuff, and it's so much murder mystery shows based on true events. No, it's a
A
lot of
lot of
evil
them.
in this world. It's a lot of
You all
evil in
right
this.
over there, Shorty Rock?
Oh yes, ma'am. How y'all doing tonight? I'm sorry about that.
Man, my bad,
All
Shorty.
right.
While we was just talking, we was
Listen,
just talking.
girl, it's good. Yo, listen, y'all, it was good. I was having me and streamer. I was having some issues because I couldn't find the link. I know Daz was talking about he couldn't find the link as well. We all having issues with this.
Look. I'm glad you here. Shorty Rock, tell the people who you are and where you from and where they can find you at, real quick.
I am Shorty Rock. I am in North Kakalaki, and you can find me on most social media platforms as Poet Shorty Rock.
Shorty Rock in the building. Rock with me one time. Hey, since you just coming in, I had to give you the center stage. And sorry to put you on the spot, but this is how what we do in Portrait Like Lee, man. It's on you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's the sound of all those things. Um, Considering I am at what I have fully edited 46 poems, and I am working on poem number 47, and I'm not even tell you how many more I'm working on at the moment, so let's not go there with that one. All right, I'll give you a new one. Serenity. Dying is easy, living is harder. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Keep your friends close and your enemies even closer. Lord, bless me with the strength to rise above the chaos. Guide my strides on this journey of life where I can expect to learn joy and pain, love and lost, racism and bigotry, sundown towns, division, hatred, illness, depression, and aggression. I have no voice, expression, formulation, wording, or articulation. No opinions, phrasing, conviction, verdict, viewpoint, determination. No thoughts, mind, matter, cognitions, hallucination, meditations, illuminations to share. You will never be ready to hear me. May the ink I bleed permit you, bestow you with the ability to realize, learn, notice, discover, encounter, witness, calculate, perceive, decipher, recognize, protect, indulge, romance, and love me. The words I construct, build, imagine, fabricate are components, manifestations of medieval times. Forging sentences like metal excavated from the earth, heated and wrought. Casted, die, bent, drawing, rolling, extrusion, stamped, punching, joining, decoding, deriving, welding, soldering, prefixes, suffixes, root words, morphology, bolting, riveting, inflections, syntax, linguistics, schematics, grinding, polishing, and honing into place. Fortifying my armor, keeping all fears irrelevant, protecting me from thinking rejection mixed with isolation, depression, and sadness is a normal way of breathing, rising and setting as the evil twins of day and night, like a friend who coaxes you on a lonely night to pacify happiness into a corner. Hope is a delusional drug taken daily, force fed, the regurgitation of suppressed insecurities that left you jagged, covered in scars, battered and bruised. Dislikes, loathe, hate, tolerate. If you really love me like I love you, was this energy being reciprocated, flowing as that of a river or the way blood courses through veins? Why is there a subconscious anaphylaxis response to the day of my birth that has been hiding like a disease in me? Is that because my destination was known? Now I'm someone to siphon, drawing energy from like the earth ready to spew a volcano, bringing me to a state of reverse polarity. Let the amount of negativity wash over me to not drown me in tears, waterboarding me. That everything you say isn't an attack at me, to not take it personally. It's just how you express yourself. You are an amalgamation, a culmination of neglect, rage, hate, and absence. It's unfortunate you only learned one way, using backs as steps to get ahead. Peace.
Shorty rock, shorty rock with the storytelling, great words. Hey, the art of storytelling is falling to the wayside, and we need to bring back storytelling because that's what make poetry interesting. Can we bring back the stories where we can relate and we can vibe to? And I appreciate you, Shorty Rock, for you stepping into the lane and bringing back artistry. Shorty Rock. She always rocked the stage. So when did you write that piece, Shorty Rock?
I'm sorry.
I said, when did you write that, Shorty Rock?
I think a couple of days ago.
Okay, okay,
It's
okay.
only my computer keeps
I don't know. It sounds like you in underwater real quick. I don't know if you got a phone call or not, but you might got to step out.
Trinity's coming. Trinity's coming. Trinity.
Okay, is that sound better?
Oh yeah, that sound better.
Yes.
That sound better.
They tried to take her in the Matrix. We had to threaten them with Trinity.
So yeah,
Here,
when did you
here, let
write?
me try closing out some of the other windows that I was playing in.
Okay.
Okay.
So when did you write that piece?
Mm-mm.
I guess but Lady Crucible. Couple
Hold
questions
on.
for you.
Sure. Hold on. That's in July. Oh, I'm sorry. I got my little fan base on the phone too.
Oh,
My
okay.
sister was
Okay.
in the
Hey,
work.
shout out to the fam. Shout out to the fam. Hey, stay tuned. Stay tuned. But hey, man, with being a poet and what does that mean to you actually, just being a poet? Because a lot of so this is the reason why I asked you this question. Let me go ahead and break it down to you. So there's a lot of rappers that dabble in poetry, but a lot of these artists they don't want to be labeled as a poet. They want to be lazy. Oh, I'm an artist, or I'm a musician, and But poetry is not their first, go to. It's always I'm an artist, or I do music. I'm a rapper. So by you saying that you're a poet, what does that mean to you?
I'm gonna give it to you in the words of my boy. Shout out to Artie Fox.
Okay, shout out
Rap
to Art.
is poetry.
Talk heavy, rhythm and poetry.
It no matter how you put it, whether you putting in, you could take a song and remix it into a poem.
Mm-hmm. That is a
I've
fact.
done it. I've done it. I took Jay-Z's song. I couldn't see him coming down my eyes, so I had to make the song cry.
Mm.
Mine is I couldn't see it coming down my eyes, so I had to make my pen cry.
Mm. Fire,
So,
fire.
rap is poetry. Poetry is rap. It's
But I mean,
all
but before as I mean, I understand that, but for someone to say, "Look, this is who I am. I am a poet. I ain't nothing else. I am a poet."
You know,
Boosie's that.
when I first told people I was a poet, and they was like, "What? You can write?" Yeah. Let me see some stuff you wrote, and then it's like you let them read it, you read it out loud to them, and they what? And how long you been holding that in, baby? I've been writing for a long time. People just never paid attention.
Mm.
Like even some like my older family members, they're a little old, in their 60s. And, hey, you write? I know you like to write, but I didn't know you could write like that to the point where you out here. There's videos of you out here. Yeah,
Yeah. I feel you.
I like to express myself. I like to play with words.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel you on that. Like, I get most people saying,
Yeah, Shorty, we
Poetry
can't
to
rap
me,
this.
poetry to me is feelings, emotions, being able. It. I look at poetry as the First Amendment.
Okay.
You can't take my passage of speech or the way my tongue decides that it wants to alliterate. I say what I say and I mean what I say. I don't bite my tongue. I keep it
Mm.
100. If I can't keep it 100, then I'm not going to speak.
yeah. Was it I am who I am 100%? Was that Papa
I
said?
am who I am, who I be.
And that's the thing.
I'm saying, like, to me, like, poetry is breathing. It's like telling my blood to start moving. I don't know how to do it, so you deal with it. And it's like telling me to stop speaking. You're telling me to stop the freedom of speech. You're telling me to stop walking. You're telling me to stop standing. You're telling
You
me
telling
to
me to
stop.
stop breathing.
Yeah, you're telling me to stop living. I don't know how to do any of that. So I don't know how to not stop being a poet. I don't know how to not do it. So I'm sorry. Oops. Hold on. I'm a poet. Deal with it.
Look, look. But you know what though? When I told people that I was a poet, or when people found out that I was a poet, they were like, "Nigga, you can write," or like, "Nigga, stop playing." Like you ain't no
They think
poet.
because we came from the hood and we did
Like,
hood shit and we gang bang and we did all that. Them the best stories to tell.
look, if they only knew.
Because now
Like
they
nobody.
want to know how you go from being a hood nigga to a poet.
Look,
Yeah,
But see what
we got the
happened.
we got the best stories to tell. We got the best.
Right.
Our heartache is the best. Like I'm
So you find
sorry.
yourself sitting up. So it's like you find yourself sitting up there like a rapper, really like, once upon a time in the story of hell, I was sitting in the
look,
jail cell waiting to tell.
right. Look,
Yeah.
not in the jail cell waiting to tell.
My mama said she wasn't posting my bill. Oh, damn. What the hell? Now I'm stuck in this jail cell contemplating if I'm going to eat them dirty ass eggs if dude going to take my goddamn. No, see, But people don't realize, like, I look at some rap artists, like especially this new form of rap they got now, what they call it. I'm so lost. I'm in my 40s. I'm lost. Drill rap. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one I'm looking for. If you certain artists, I like,
Close this.
and
I'm gonna
then
lose my
certain
mind.
artists, like I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people don't like King Von,
hmm
but what I like about him is when he rap, he basically telling you what the fuck he really doing out here in these streets. He'll tell you, hell yeah, I ran up on a nigga. Yeah, I popped him in his head, watched his blood spill on the ground and played it and shit. You damn nigga, you did that shit for real. I'm scared of you. I don't need, hey, how you doing? And you that's one of them, hey, how you doing? And you keep on going. How you doing? Yeah, bro, yeah. But when you listen to some, and even those that was in the rap game and then got out and they decided they want to be independent and they basically telling you how their life really was. Motherfuckers won't believe that nigga got all that money. You ain't gonna tell me that nigga had roaches in his house. Well, once upon he did, nigga, and his mama was living on Section 8.
look, talk heavy.
Yeah,
Look,
get in.
but that's what I'm saying. Like even like with rap
TK,
music. Yes, yes, Shorty Rock.
Desmond is trying to get in. I guess
Uh,
he didn't get the link.
um, can you send her the link?
Him. I tried
Oh,
to. For some reason, it's not. I sent him the one from Facebook, but for some reason, it didn't catch the right way. I don't know.
okay. So let me do this. If he goes on to YouTube, I'm gonna post the link on in the YouTube chat.
Yeah,
You can take it on from there.
every time I try to do it, that's how come I keep getting kicked out. So
Oh, okay,
my phone is
okay.
being temperamental with me.
Let me see. Well, tell him if you go to YouTube, I'm gonna post it.
If he's watching it, he will see. Goofy butt.
Okay, okay.
I was I was on the phone. I do this group
Hi,
chat.
baby.
Say hi. Huh?
What does a mama hold it?
Oh,
Oh, you
now
looking
she talking. Now she talking. Hey, what's up with you?
say hi.
Hey, pretty mama.
Happy beautiful girl.
Look,
I got the nerve to
what's up
try to be
with
shy,
you?
knowing she not shy.
Is that Mr. Lee, Shorty Rock?
Huh?
Um,
Yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I just posted it on the YouTube channel. He should be able to click on that and join in.
you enjoying this?
So tell him just Mr. Lee. I know you're watching. Just I post the link in the comments. So just go into the comments and click on the link, and I can pull you right in. But while we talking about poetry, let me go ahead and drop some poetry, man.
Mm-hmm. Go
Let
right
me go. Let
ahead.
me
I'm
go on
feeling
mute.
that itch, I'm feeling that itch, man. Let me see. What can I give y'all? What can I give y'all today? Let me see. Hmm. They tell us don't worry. Well, it's kind of hard when your world crashing down right in front of your very own eyes. And it's the constant reminders of your failures, your incompetence, blind by the lies you tell yourself when people ask you how you doing, you reply with, I'm fine, don't worry. But that's all I could do when I get pulled over with 4 felons in a violent history. See, they only can see me as a thug. See, they don't see the changes I made out of the mud. They only see the police profile mug and they instantly me as a threat if they pull their guns. But y'all tell me don't worry. See, what kind of mess is that when I have to raise a black child in this injustice system and y'all tell me don't worry when I have to tell them that your freedom of speech is not free. Keep your mouth closed, say yes, sir, say no, sir. Keep your hands where they can be seen. Even though you can be right and they can be wrong, only thing I can say is stay strong because your skin color truly threat to them, and they feel like we ain't supposed to be here. Like they ain't take us from our own land. Is that your plan to tell us don't worry when you can't even bet on ourselves because the odds are stacked against us? Please don't tell me that's your plan. If so, let me apologize because I have to worry because my future's blurry. See, they don't want us to be doctors, lawyers, or powerful black leaders. They want us to play ball and shoot like Stephen Curry. See, my life is in jeopardy, but they treat us like we have leprosy. But I'm gonna let them get the best of me. Petrilyn Warren, Marvin Davis Scott III, Maurice Andre Hill, Sincere Pierce, Jonathan Wayne Price, Carla Carson, Rashard Brooks, George Perry Ford, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Michael Brown, Eric Gordon, Trayvon Moore, Jordan Edwards. To the last six we know. The other seven been swept under the rug like mom in the driveway and it's your turn to sweep. Now time for us to open eyes for what we can see. That little pain, little hurt, a little mistreatment, a little discrimination helped me open my eyes can see that life is not sweet, but it gave me the right recipe to survive. So when y'all tell me don't worry, I reply with, y'all not worried about what's worrying us, so worrying's a must. Cause y'all keep telling yourselves, don't worry about us. Don't worry.
Mm.
Don't
The
worry.
nut. Ooh. You know what? It just
Don't worry.
that just brought back memories because they this year, a couple of days ago, just marked Breonna Taylor's 5-year anniversary, and it's sickening to know that she'll never receive justice.
Mm,
Like I put in my poem, she lost her life all because of a knock at the wrong fucking door.
mm.
That's just And now to know that Donald Trump is willing to give immunity to the officer that killed George Floyd.
Mm.
So that's basically a slap in our face.
It is. Most definitely is.
It's like you basically saying, fuck us. But
But
what you gonna do?
but let's keep it $1. It always been like that.
It always been.
Just because they gave us a little freedom, they gave us like, okay, we'll let a couple of y'all niggas in. We let a couple of y'all be billionaires. We give y'all a couple slices of the pie,
And
but
this
we
and this the
control.
part them Uncle Toms don't realize that little freedom you got
Mm.
didn't come for free.
Look,
And
it
it
did.
still ain't free.
Look, it's not. But see, that's the way they can control us and stuff like that. They know how powerful we are. They know how powerful we are.
And that's what they scared of. See, this the thing that people ain't realizing. They distilling fear in us because they fearing themselves. They fear of becoming the minority because they are actually what? The minority.
Look, that
They
is a
don't want
fact.
to be labeled as the minority. But if you look at statistics right now, why Trump so quickly talk about us black people on government assistance, no, baby, you got your statistics wrong because it's more your people, you Caucasian folk, running down there to the public aid offices, putting your baby daddies on child support. Y'all get more food stamps than we do.
Look. But see, it's anything to take a black person down. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's always a stigma. Even though like where we live right now, we stay where me and my wife stay, we stay in a predominantly white neighborhood. But they don't want us out here.
Oh yeah, I could imagine. I could just imagine y'all pulling out y'all driveway and they look at him, Bob. Look, he think, look at him, Bob. Look at him. Look. Those niggas don't need to be over here.
We
What
we
y'all
got
don't
18.
realize is y'all intruding on our lands. Excuse me. These are ancestors' lands. Because let's go and be honest. America was built on our ancestors' backs. Not y'all's. Y'all just reaping the fruit of the land. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to put that in the piece.
Look, I got another.
You can't be saying it out loud. You know that, like you can't say that
They don't want me to go further because I could talk about the $5 Indian. They don't want to talk about that. But see, that's why they getting rid of history. Because see, they don't want all that to be known. They don't want to know, they don't want us to know what the real meaning of Thanksgiving is.
Talk heavy.
They don't want us to know that the real meaning of Thanksgiving was them slaughtering our own people at their own dinner table.
Listen, they don't even want us to know the real meaning of good morning.
Exactly. Good
Or
morning.
or God bless you.
If you go pay attention to Underground, if people watch Roots, they did it specific. Good morning, how's your morning? I say great grand rising. Because morning and morning basically means the same exact thing. They knew how to choose. Words ain't nothing but a spell.
Hold up real quick. We got a special guest in the building. We got 337 in the building. What's going on? What's going on with your man?
What up, good people? Thanks for the invitation.
Hey, no problem with your man. Tell the people who you are
Just
and where you
chilling.
from.
Well, my name is 337. I'm a co-founder of the Recipe Poetry Guild, and I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, representing the Midwest, baby.
Okay, I got a couple
Midwest
people
in
up
the
in Kansas
house,
City, man.
Midwest, Chi-Town,
I got a
Chi-Town.
couple of people that's on my staff from Kansas City. Missouri. They real heavy on this side, man. So
That's a good one.
that's like our second home. Kansas City, Missouri. That's our second place, man. So I shout out to the second home team, man.
Much respect to you guys.
So I mean, so how long you been in the poetry world?
I've been doing well, actually been in the poetry world for 20 plus years.
So you got some poetry on deck right now, if you don't mind spitting, because people just pop up. They got to introduce themselves with a poem, man.
Okay, no problem. I ain't got no problem with that.
Okay, okay. Say, man, we got 337 in the building. He finna grace the stage and drop one of them hot fire poems. So I'm gonna give 337 the center stage. Hey, man, do your thing. It's on you.
Much respect, God. This poem is called This Morning. Be ready, y'all. Last night I tasted strange fruit beneath my pillow. As I endured the stench of death's breeze gazing through my windows, I could see the cotton fields and the whips that kept them going. I felt the pains of oppression and the joys of freedom's homecoming. Last night I talked to Malcolm and debated with Martin, and we all agreed that we need to be doing more than just marching. I spoke with Rosa as she refused to release her seat, sat beside her, and inherited the courage to speak. Then, in a gentle voice, she said to me, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. So don't you sit down because you think it's kind of hard. Then she said, run, black man, run. So I ran all the way to Greenville, Mississippi, because I remember my grandmother had a plan to bring blacks back from the pitfalls of racial injustice. So she introduced me to Harriet Tubman, who gave me my instructions and said, run. Black man run. So I ran all the way to Virginia without delay, where I met up with John Brown at Harper's Ferry on that glorious day and rallied the troops when we recited If We Must Die by Claude McKay. And just before they surrounded him with the lion's roar, he shouted, run, black man, run. So I ran across 7 seas and down the street to Gandhi's, where we prayed that the truth be spoken from the top of every roof, the bottom of every ocean, the peak of every mountain. And before he took his last breath, this prayer he prayed, run, black man, run. So I ran right past Gory Island and out of the filth society, buried my dignity in, and I rose a phoenix, flying on the flames from the depths of my self-inflicted pains. I woke up this morning and a voice said, stand, black man, stand for what it means to be the king of your land. Stand for those who have fallen victim to the prejudice of time, those who have lost their lives on the picket lines, for it is you that they fear, imitate, and despise. You are the blood, sweat, and tears that built this country. You are the farmer cultivating your children's destiny. You are the activist holding governments accountable for their actions. The lawyer convicting Lady Justice and her racial imbalance. See, last night I tasted strange fruit beneath my pillow, all because my ancestors kicked, clawed, and scraped at my windows, shouting, no justice, the revolution, no peace will not be televised, sparking in me within a fire fueled by equity, education, and employment. So last night I fell asleep, third eyes wide, and woke up this morning for the first time.
Yes,
Fire.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go. Let's go. That man said, so I ran across 7 seas to Gandhi, damn it. Sick with it.
You was talking heavy. You was talking real heavy, man.
Man, I
Three
felt
three
like I
seven.
was holding on to the back of your shirt while you was running. And
Look,
believe it or not, you know, when you said that, when you said when Harriet Tubman, I promise you, I'm sitting here watching Underground Railroad. And my daughter and them cracked jokes on me yesterday. Somebody said, who wakes up watching slave movies? Me, bitch, me.
I
look,
Because at the end of the
appreciate
day,
y'all. I
at the end of the
appreciate
day,
y'all enjoyed that.
man, that right there, that was heavy. And if people didn't get that, man, they better open their eyes and understand. Because I felt that. I felt like I was holding on to the back of your shirt while you was running.
hey, this is my advice to you. You need to make a video about that.
Yes.
You need to make a video about that.
It's already done.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Where the video at?
okay. Where can we find you at?
Where can we find the video at, man? You holding back, man.
All you got to like look up the recipe on YouTube.
Okay. Hey, man, we gotta
Okay.
subscribe to that. You know.
Hold
Look,
on. You said the recipe, like the recipe, the written food. Let me
The
see.
Recipe Poetry Guild.
okay.
RECIPE Poetry Hill. Hold
Guild,
on.
GUILD.
Why my ink pen just run out of ink? You son of a bitch.
Mm-mm-mm. Po little tink tink.
Polo
Oh,
ting
I'm a fool.
ting.
I'm a fool. I'm still me. I'm still me. I just do poetry to therapy.
Okay, let's hope for 337.
Hey, I think we all doing it for therapy. Hell, because I know I am.
Okay, so
Yeah,
337.
subscribe
I'm gonna need
to
you
it,
to
man.
text that to me. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh, I got you. I got you, Shorty. I got you.
Look, I'm looking at it right
No, like
now.
I said, he gonna text that to me. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm
Look,
going right on YouTube right now as we speak. Hold
look,
on. Boy.
look.
I know what I
Gotcha.
What?
said.
Everybody?
I know what I
Mm-mm.
said. 337.
Yeah, wow.
Look.
So recipe. Hold
Welcome to the
on.
league.
Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, so
It's okay, Lady Crucible. We gonna be texting each other soon too.
I know, right?
look. So I mean,
Baby.
I don't know if anybody told you about the league. Has anybody told you about the Portrait Life League?
The one I'm speaking to.
Oh, okay. Oh man, look, look. I talk to hundreds of poets, man. Don't judge me, man. Look.
Oh
I
wait,
talk
so wait,
to
wait, so wait,
Judge
wait, wait,
not lest ye be
wait,
judged
wait,
first.
wait,
look.
wait. Hold on,
And ain't
TJ.
that
So,
a oh,
wait,
that's my prompt.
so
Judge
wait.
not lest ye be judged first. That's my prompt.
Wait, so
Look.
the only person that told you about the Poetry Life League is the man above you? Okay. I got you,
Oh,
sir. I
oh,
got
oh.
you.
I apologize. I apologize.
Look.
If it was not for Shorty Rock, I would even not even know about Poetry League.
Okay, hey man. Shout
Let's
out to
be
you,
honest. Let's
man.
be honest. It's about honesty and self accountability.
Look. Look. Hey, that
Thank you.
accountability is a strong word around here, man. I'm almost traumatized over the word accountability, man.
Man, that word accountability. See that's the thing. As a people, and I say as a people, I ain't trying to preach. I ain't gonna preach.
No, you gotta talk
That
heavy.
ain't what I do. Trust me.
You gotta talk heavy one time, man.
But at the same time, if we as a people would just literally just put our egos aside, do you know how much we could accomplish?
Mm, yeah.
So I'm gonna be the petty human being. As a gender, as a gender, if you held up to your accountability level, you know how much better you would be. Because our gender holds up to all of our accountability. I'm going back in my corner now. Bye.
We not doing that, shorty. We're not doing that. We're gonna move to another topic. 'Cause we're not finna get into this, shorty. I see what you did.
I told you
I,
I was being
I
petty. I told
look. I
you I was
see
being petty.
what you did, but we're not finna do
I
that. I'm
told you I
finna
was being petty. I told
So
you I was
what you
bullshit.
sitting there talking to the people that's sitting in the back?
look. But though, what we do need to take accountability is leading our youth in the wrong direction. You know, we're not taking accountability in that because we're all it's these kids killing kids. And we let music influence them. We let the YouTube, the TV, the social media influence our kids, and they really raising our kids. But we as parents, we need to take a hold of that, and redesign our kids, and because these are our new leaders. And people talking about they don't like the way what the kids are, they disrespectful and all this other stuff. Where they get it from?
They
Where
get
did
it
they
from
get it
us.
from? And that's a fact. So
What the rapper say she get it from my mama.
we need to start taking accountability and stop saying, "Oh, it's these kids." Where are they getting it from?
Hmm.
So we need to take accountability for these kids. Actually, a lot of people say, "Well, kids gonna be kids," not if you raise them right. You
That's
know,
the thing. Is go ahead. I apologize.
No, no, you good, man. And people want to say, "Oh, I raised my kids to do this and do that," but did you put the fear of the Most High in them? They couldn't.
Mm.
Clearly, they didn't have the fear of the Most High in them.
My mama put the fear of God and the built in me.
Well, but
See, that's the thing. As parents, our parents did all of those things
mm,
because trust and believe. I'm not a very religious person, but at the same time, I overstand my spirituality and what I should have been and
right.
could be. But at the same time, I have to face the fact that I was given ideologies that
Mm,
would not
talk,
get me there.
talk, talk. And the thing is like me and my wife, we was having this conversation, and we was like, why do men are not present in the household today? Why do men feel like it's easier for them to step away and raise another family? I said, man, it was never designed for us to be in a household with our family. In slavery, and with the Willie Lynch syndrome, how to raise a slave or how to make a slave.
Welfare, Section 8.
Right.
What is
It's
the what
all
is the
about
one? What is the main? What is the now? See, you brought this up though.
go ahead, talk
I don't
here.
know if this is what you want to bring up on your
Hey,
platform.
hey, we talking. We are talking.
Oh, we talking. Okay, so let's talk about it then. So when they introduced Section 8, what was one of the criteria for a female to have Section 8
Man
possibility?
could man couldn't be in the household.
Hmm.
The woman said it for me.
Hmm.
You know what? I'm 47 years old. See, I remember growing up back in the days, you know, in order for a woman to even receive public assistance,
Mm-hmm.
government right now to this day will not admit that. But they are the ones who took our fathers out of our homes.
Let's see.
I'm sorry, that goes back to what was supposedly not real. What they keep
Right. But
saying,
yet
well,
real
it
as
was
hell.
so this is the thing. What they say was not real. Those Willie Lynch letters, what they say was not real, which was not an actual real thing. But apparently, we all know they base their rules and their laws off of.
The Willie Lynch law.
They base their shit off of that. I'm sorry, but this is at the same time. Nobody really wants to own up to it. The
Hmm.
Why
origin
you
of
think they trying to erase history?
okay,
Hmm.
so
Because they don't want us to know the real truth.
okay, so but this is the thing that nobody wants to acknowledge. So the origin of the Willie Lynch system, Jim Crow. If we look at the actual timeline of when that was established, the dates of when that was established, please look at what else in history happened around that exact
That
time.
same
Please,
time.
please pay attention to what happened around that same exact time because that rule, that law was incorporated everywhere else. They did not get that out of nowhere. They got it from the United States. They incorporated it everywhere else. That's how they got the system of starts with an H. That's how they got the system called caste. That's how they incorporated that system everywhere. How that's how they made that whole thing about that rat test. That's how they did the
Mhm.
whole sickle cell thing. That's how they did the Tuskegee.
The
I'm,
cloning,
I'm going back in my
and
corner.
everything.
I'm going back in my corner because this subject irritates the
You
blood
ain't lying,
out of
sis.
me.
You ain't
This
lying at all.
irritates.
Remember Betty? Remember Betty
You
the sheep?
running you running back to your corner. See, you ain't do nothing but spark a little bit of poetry, a little bit of
Mm.
poetry in me.
Hey,
All
man.
it
On the
does is
real, because I'm
irritate.
sure finna write.
All it does is irritate the
Sure
blood out
finna
of me,
write.
and I just can't even deal with the right words because I don't even have the. Oh Lord have mercy! I'm
Okay.
going back in my corner.
Can I talk
But
to
see,
y'all?
sure,
Cause can
write it how you feel.
Hey,
You literally
three
write
three
it how you
seven. Hey,
feel.
three
Shit.
three seven.
That's my problem. That's my problem. I write it how I feel, and then next thing you know, I'm banned on TikTok, and I'm locked up for it because my mouth is vile.
mm,
You know what? You just find a way around that, but we know what you mean.
Mm.
It's always ways around that. Trust me, baby.
Yeah,
I know. I do
yeah.
it all
I,
the
I don't
time.
want to. I want to. I want around it in every which way, and I still get knocked up.
They can't silence us all. They can't silence us all.
Hey, look, we got 337. He got another poem. We're gonna get him in the center stage, man. Go ahead and rock out, man.
The Phoenix Amendment, right to a speedy trial to confront witnesses. Who is more patriotic than you, black man? Hey, black. His story left me confused, mentally abused, and battling substance abuse. Seen a dream, immortalized, rolling down truth. 1,000 words is the hidden truth. Couldn't walk a mile in his shoes because he sacrificed all he had to make things better. For what? Because on what he stood, we ain't giving up. No more unity within the
flashy cars and clothes, our newfound priority. Vices put in place to help us stay the minority, simultaneously sustaining the majority of corporate America. What the fourth made you lie to yourself while black in America searching for fame and wealth, putting your nation and its needs on the shelf just to keep up with the Joneses, while this Jones is trying to keep you up through poems, because this Jones got a Jones that was designed to keep your spirit growing. We hear you saying, there go them hypocritical poets, spitting superficial righteous words that rhyme and sound good on paper. But if you were stranded in the cold, wouldn't give you a lift in the elevator. Wouldn't give you his last $10 so you can feed those 300
I got 3 kids, though.
Just give you the, I worked hard for my money speech. Roll his eyes and walk off popping his collar. But for those of us who need to be heard and won't rest until change has been seen, remember the dream God sent to a king that made it possible for you to have those finer things. By any means, let your freedom ring. And bling bling, stop praising. America hasn't forgot how much they need you. Why you think the 400% markup was created? Just for you. To do exactly what they want you to do. Give them back that check that you broke your back to get. Just to overtax it and keep you in a check-to-check predicament. God bless our wonderful government because of how our tax dollars are spent. Increasing welfare benefits and empowering the homeless. Opening food banks to provide for the less fortunate. Decreasing unemployment. Social Security untouched, so we'll have something to leave our children. And they won't have to beg for it. God bless our wonderful government because of how our tax dollars are spent. In every crime-infested community, the war on blacks, crack, seeing the replenishments because they truthfully believe in racial equality. Within the rehabilitation system that needs correction because of the racial imbalance, per cell equals Capital One benefits. Every time we build a new jail. God bless our wonderful government because of how our tax dollars are spent. Bombing foreign countries to prove that democracy comes at a price somewhere between $2 and $5 a gallon. So go ahead, pledge allegiance to thee, the dead, red, the fright, you say white, and the do. We mean you're all blue. To you, they will never be true. Just profit from everything that you do. We're not trying to change the way you think or your outlook, just the way you look outside of yourself when you think of change.
That was fire. I like that.
I got a response. See, he over here sparking flames and stuff.
Look. Are you ready to go, Lady Crystal?
Yeah, he over here start sparking flames. See, you
I'm
in America.
just having fun.
Look, that's what we here for, Lady Crucible. It's on you. I know you got one.
Oh yeah. Oh, say, can't you see? No dawning of early light for me. Hung our ancestors from trees, had them down on their knees. This wasn't a plea. In America, they see me. They see my skin, jealous of my melanin. My narrow eyes, hearts hard in a twisted, toxic world. My kinky hair, that mahogany flow, crafted by God, didn't you know? But that don't matter. The battle has begun. Clutching purses, crossing streets, shopping with eyes on me like I'm a thief. Can't they see? One jog, one stroll. It could be my last roll in my own home. They came in with guns drawn. Unalive, they say. But it's the same game. A mother's heart screams, then shatters, calling my name. Why? How many tears must fall before the America hears our calls? Targeted, profiled, then shot down. You broke the wrong crown while claiming to make this country great again. So full of sin. You can't even call they next to kin. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I think I went just a little too fast. You can't even call they next to kin. Subliminal riddles, the president's ridicule a joke. Felons pointing fingers, it's all just smoke. This system designed to keep us in chains. They better think again. This a new day and age. I'd be damned if me and mine be somebody's slave. Might as well put me in a grave. This ain't no even trade. Fighting for rights, who gon' gain? They say pray for change, but we ended up being the prey. We fight for our respect. Truth is the system don't protect. They don't hear us. Never cared about our pain. We should have expected them to why should we expect them to bring us gain? They never gave a damn about us anyway. We're screaming in silence, no solace. History repeating. It's absurd. Fathomable the bullshit of Donald Duck. He's nothing but a chump. We continue to fight. The America can't stand without us. But our voices in unison creates a mighty fist. Just letting y'all know, we ain't standing for this shit.
Look, we ain't standing for that shit no more. We're not doing it. Look, 337. The ladies in the building.
Me too.
The ladies are
Sir,
in the.
yes, sir.
They say women can't write like that, man. Look, she is writing.
See, they probably keep jumping on the floor.
But you know what? Look, I
My
gotta.
bad. My babies got offended when you said that.
Look, hey, as they should, man. All right, but you know what is the stigma that male writers are better than female writers? Why is that? Why are women not on the same level field as men when it comes to writing?
See, now you bringing up sexism.
But we just got to keep it a dollar. I mean,
Y'all don't realize. Look, I don't care what man you are. What man you are. How did you get here?
hey, a woman.
So how can you? How? Okay. I guess the question I'm about to ask you is: so, if it was not for a woman, I wouldn't be here.
That's a fact.
How could she be inferior to me?
But I mean, that's how
That was the question.
I mean, you're right. I'm not disagreeing with you, but how the world society look at it. If you look at far as music, male rappers and female rappers, which one that are on a higher pedestal? Is the female rappers or male rappers?
But they always put the male. They put the male on a
Okay.
higher pedestal.
So even in battle rap, female battlers are not compared to men that write. So like even like why is that not an even playing field when so many women can write their butts off?
I had already said
Because
that sexism.
they feel like, what's the old saying? A woman's supposed to be what? Barefoot and pregnant and in the kitchen.
And cut the mouth shut.
Oh, I thought it was seen but not heard.
All of that.
That too. That too. That
But
too.
see, when we start expressing ourselves, whether if it's a conversation, disagreement, and certain people look at you, but you supposed to be classy. I'm always classy until you make me step out of my element. Now, don't get mad when I step out my element now and chopped you up and chewed you out, and then put you on all fours and made you my bitch. Don't get mad because I got you on a leash now.
Lady Crucible, remember the proper word is
I'm saying
demure.
some
We have
men.
to remember the word is demure. They always want a woman demure until we rip their throat out.
Right. Hey, this is a whole new day and age.
Okay,
When
well,
y'all told us
do y'all
we couldn't,
do y'all know who
when they
Phyllis
told
Witten
us we
is?
couldn't, we showed us we could.
Do y'all know who Phyllis Willie is?
Oh yes.
Okay, it started with her because she was the first black woman to be published ever. So because they thought that she didn't write what she wrote. She did it anonymously. She
Exactly.
wrote it then, and when it got to a point where she like, I wrote that, nobody believed her. But first, because she was a black person. Second, because she was a woman. They felt like you couldn't even possibly come up with anything like this, so they locked her
And
up.
then not
This
only
is
that,
what
you got to remember
But see,
too.
that's the thing. I mean,
Oh,
when they was talking about her like that, that's because what they wanted to instill within themselves. There is no way that this person, this woman, especially a woman, could come up with this great of an idea.
and
hmm
then not only that, they also wanted to know who taught her them words. She
mm,
not supposed to know how to read and write.
mm,
Because we
Now, so
wasn't supposed to be able to do that, right? That
right.
was against the law.
so
hmm
Oh,
who
wait,
taught
wait,
her how to do that?
wait.
She not supposed to know
Wait,
that
isn't
math.
that isn't that like the story of what's her name? Mary Bowser, the black woman who infiltrated Jefferson, got into the White House and helped with the Union and helped
Mhm,
overthrow everything and then disappeared. Oh wait,
mhm.
that was a black woman. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all keep underestimating us. Never mind. Keep playing. Keep playing. All right, it's cool. Never mind.
Hey, that is a fact. Hey,
It's it's
people
it's
keep
it's all
on
right. It's all right. Please underestimate what is between a woman's legs. It's all right. It's cool.
like some of the powerful thing, one of the most powerful tool on earth, man. you know, that's one thing I
It's
know for
okay.
some
They worship it.
people
If
is
they
talent.
worship it, but they don't understand the power that comes with it.
Mm,
See, and that's the thing. See, what we feel to real. I ain't gonna lie. I'm saying this on your platform. I apologize if I offend anybody when I say this.
heavy.
You
But
always
as
understand.
men,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what your orientation is, do not ever forget from which you came.
What
Mm,
Tupac say? I never. We got a name from a woman. We was
mm,
created by a woman.
mm,
Got
Mm-hmm.
a game from a woman. Then look, you got to think about it. Women, they use y'all as a tactic against us. And this is why I say this. According to the Willie Lynch letters, what would you do? You would take a grown male, you would stretch him
mm-hmm.
in front of the female.
Mm-hmm.
And what is she going to do? She
Defend the
is
man.
going to instill that
Into our kids.
e- either physically or subliminally.
Mm-hmm.
She gonna get on that boy. All right, you want to be that good boy. Okay, you be a good boy, but you got to be this kind of good boy. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you be that good boy,
Mm-hmm.
they gonna come for you.
Right.
And what it does is it automatically puts in uh it builds a wall because and when I say it builds a wall, if I build this wall right here, what's on the other side of that wall, I don't want to deal with. But if as long as I'm on this side of the wall, so it basically it just us as men, it keeps us back.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we know for a fact we are the truth. But I mean, my bad. I apologize. I'm back.
Let me say this. They say you love our black queens, but they make it hard to with their attitude, the disrespect, see the movement of they
Mm-mm.
and they expect us to keep them on this high horse. I told her Samuel L. Jackson, Jamie Foxx, because they ain't never seen a nigga on the nag. But you know what gets me mad? They don't see us as kings because they passed her like we did it. Having flashbacks of the past and it's too vivid. Well, okay, well I did it to some women in my past, but this not then. And all I'm trying to do is win because they ain't nothing like black men. And yes, we are losing our value like the American dollar. But you know what's fouler? We're raising our kids in the same manner. But you know what gets me madder? We keep on screaming Black Lives Matter. Okay, Queen, I get
Mm-hmm.
it. Y'all so strong. Y'all been holding down without a king for so long. Y'all so INDEPENDENT. But do you know what that means? You want a man, but don't need a man. When you get a man, you want to let a man be a man. Because majority of that time, you have to be that man. You want to continue with that plan? See, don't get me wrong. See, I love my black queens. But do y'all know what that means? So that mean I love the will that y'all have to keep fighting. It's exciting to see no matter what y'all persevere, it's done without fear because fear is not an option. But I know y'all tired of y'all feeling like y'all in an auction. How y'all be giving us the best y'all have to offer, like love, sacrifice, commitment, themselves, not shrinking when times get tough. But we act like that's not enough because we want to see money as value. We skip right past the foundation. Good, strong black men see through all our smokes and mirrors. We see other men's errors. So let me make it clearer. I was raised by a single black queen. And y'all might ask, so what does that mean? That mean I done seen men enter her life. At the same time, take a part of her life. See all the arguments, the abuse, the abandonment. Damn it, man. I became those same men until I heard my mama voice. She said, son, you seen what I've been through. For you to turn out to be those same men that's disrespectful to me. Because I kept in the best shoes. I paid rent was due. You never seen me cry because I never wanted you to. And you became these same dudes? Not cool. Then you had these women questioning who raised you? Okay, mama, I hear you. See, I was like Urkel, messing up and tripping over everything until Stefan appeared. That's when I realized I had to change too. Because I can remain being the same damn fool. Because now I have sons, got to teach them this is what you don't do. So when they get their wives, it's going to be in a different tone when they ask them who raised you. So I get it, Queens, why some of y'all the way you are. But you have to leave that hurt in the past and drive far. See, let me start by saying I apologize for all the men betrayed you, hurt you, thought they had a better option. Like, nigga, fuck you. Always told you lies that was not true. And 9 out of 10 queens, it's not you. It's us. The one to see a homeboys messing over their chick, and we go over there and get these niggas our fives. I can't lie. As men, we need to do way better. Willie Lynch. We need to start reading all these slave letters and get our ingredients right. And that's some original spice, because everything don't need lemon pepper. And you ain't no stepper till you step for your family and be a stand-up man daily, not annually. Because it's affecting our black queens and young kings, but badly, but sadly. We both need to do better. Well, I did it. I did it.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But you got me up here want to do a testimony for you, brother.
Oh, I got a new one for him.
Okay, Shorty Rock. Hey, we're gonna give you the center stage, Shorty Rock. Rock with us one time.
You don't even have to give me center stage.
Look, you a star. Center stage, you are.
Thank you. This is Broken Spirit. I had a woman ask me if I was tired of fighting. How do you answer this? I'm exhausted, defeated, drained, depleted of strength and will. There's something wrong with me because I am still here. I didn't ask for this fight, but something in me won't let me stop. I didn't ask to be made like this. Maybe the Creator has a plan for me that I can't see. There are some entities that exist that have an innate ability to fight. They were assigned this responsibility upon birth. Emanations from the cosmos entrusted with the care of the creation, defending us in battle, to wage war with dragons. My angel ain't done with me yet. There's always something wrong with me when supposed companions come draped with arms in deceit, painted as a twin flame, consciously knowing manipulation laced with narcissism like a bad cocktail ready to push me into a lovesick stupor, dropping bombs on me like it's a war. Turn the other cheek. I'm not your daddy Warbucks, meal ticket, Captain Saberho, or Superwoman. So stop looking at my cape. I should be dropped on my head like you need to be. Maybe common sense would find you to be charged with emasculation. Passion is confused for aggression. Chivalry is lost to simping. Respect is crushed to rejection. To constantly perform better than the rest, to rise above the bullshit is beyond me. When others seem to take classes on how to irritate the blood out of human, my energy language is unfiltered. A negotiated relationship where eggshells is how we learn to move around each other. Nervous energy harnessed to a bottle. It's like trying to cage lightning. They say fuck around and find out. Try Jesus, don't try me. You could try a lot of things. Like playing with dynamite or drinking broken glass. Yeah, that works. Shit, go down a slide made of razor blades. Better yet, try driving blindfold down the wrong side of the road in reverse. I have the right to choose violence. I identify as a threat, a motherfucking problem. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Let's go to war. Peace.
Fire, fire, fire. I got some sound effects, but I don't even know which button is the sound effects. I'm tempted to hit one up and see if that's the right one. Let me just give it a try. Oh no, that's the right one.
Oh man. I was looking at the testimony.
That was fire, shorty. Right, that was a new piece. Okay, okay. They dropping new content on Porch Life League, man, for real. Say 337. Uh you said you got a testimony?
Yeah, I'll give it to you real quick.
Okay, okay. I mean, let me hear that testimony one time. 337, it's on you.
For the next 3 minutes, I demand the attention of every parent in the house. And for the next 3 minutes, I demand the attention of every parent to be in the house. And for the next 3 minutes, I demand the attention of every parent that knows they a parent, but not being a parent who just may happen to be in the house. And for those 3 minutes, I want you to think, if you could give your child one gift that no weapon formed against this gift would prosper, what that one gift would be. I ask this because I was sheltered as a child. And to the ways of the world, I was blind, or so I thought. See, Daddy told me how to roll grass that made him cough. See, Daddy was a playboy pimp slash budhead who sometimes popped pills that almost left me dead. A country boy with two green thumbs between the tomatoes and corn, marijuana flavor that I would garden. And when I couldn't sleep, he let me sip out of his bottle. To what I was Rose, I was addicted as a toddler before I could even speak. I knew I wasn't born with two left feet until the sun fell twice. He'd stay up and Sam Cooke and Teddy P. He taught me how to handle haters who invaded my space. With every other night, toe-to-toe displays. Had a stable of girls outside of matrimony now. Both God and my mother can verify this testimony. So what are my choices of what I should be? A 7-day saint or a thugged out PIMP? Because my daddy's blood genetically molded me from the brown eyes to the way I sweep a lady off her feet, the freshly cut hair, and my style of dress, no matter where he went, so clean, so fresh. And he couldn't stand being broke. So he taught me how to hustle. Eights, halves, pounds, keys, and a team of certified bone crushers. But I tried it his way, and that ain't me, see. I smoked up on my way. Out of a pound, only sold a QP, and I tried to be a pimp, but was short in my cash, and I know I go to jail for one little. But don't get it twisted. Forever in a lifetime, I love my father. It's just that now I'm a father for my son, trying to be a positive role model. So I'm gonna flip my pain into positivity because I don't need my son going to the penitentiary. So for my son, I'm a right. all day and night in the form of spoken words, not coded kites. For my son, I'm going to make a difference in your life by performing with the passion of the anger that haunts me at night. For my son, I'll reveal my faults through pen and pad, praying that he will one day follow the path of his dad. Because when he shared with me the stories of how I earned this plaque and that trophy at the age of 5, he asked if he too can write poetry. So I'm not just in this for the fame, the honor, and the glory. I'm in this because this is my story. So if you could give your child one gift, just one, that no gift formed against this gift will prosper, what would that gift be? If you had to give it to your grandchild or your great great grandchild, what would that one gift be? Only ask that one gift would be the power of poetry demonstrated through hostile slam poetry.
Man, that was fire. That was fire. Man, I don't want to misquote you, but you say I think you said I write with my pen, not write it coded kites or coded like man, that was fire. I know I probably messed that line up, but
No, no, no. That was the whole point of the line because that line was directly pointed at the recidivism rate.
right. That was fire. I write my pen, so I have to send a coded kites.
Cody Kites. You got it.
That was fire. That was fire. And I like when people write in layers and stuff like that. Like it really shows your artistic views on things and stuff like that, and how you can put syllables together and stuff like that. Like that is real fire though. You know, like you're a great storyteller. That was a testimony. That truly was a testimony.
Much respect, God. Much respect.
So I'm gonna switch the tables real quick. Like Chris, I know if you want to go next, hey man, I know you got some fire, but I want to ask Mister 337. Hey, I need to get an interview with you, man. You know, we need to set up a time. So I got some one-on-one questions that I gotta ask you, man.
Do what you do, man. I, apo- I appreciate just the opportunity that I've been given with this platform. And
Yeah,
I can't see on my big screen because my fire stick said, so I can't broadcast it to the big screen. But I see she got the young ones with her.
yeah,
That's
man.
what's up.
Yeah, he at home too, just like I'm at home.
Look,
Yeah, yeah, and he at home too, and
look,
she
Mama,
at home.
since you talking, you got to pick the phone. You next. You next.
I know, right? Just say hi. Yeah, she said hi.
She my best friend.
She said, Shorty, she said you're her best friend. Now go get your brother. He wants you to chase him.
Look, I love
Go
kids.
get
Kids are so innocent, and they just genuine, man.
They ain't got no filters. They tell the truth. They keep it real
none.
with
They
you.
definitely tell the truth.
Honestly.
Mama, are yourself?
But I wanted to ask you 337. You know, how did you come up with the name 337?
Well, 337, that is my best friend's middle name. But if you think about the number 337, first, okay, you want the whole definition of how I came up with it, or you want the short, quick to the point?
Hey, we want the whole thing. Pause if necessary. That was pause. That was very
No,
pause.
no, 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 no. I'm talking. Look, bruh, I ain't even on that level. But no, look, 337 came from I was born June the 13th. And if you break 613 down, you got
Okay.
3 3.
Okay.
613 is the birthday, and then you got the 7 in there.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but at the
Okay.
same time, you got 33 vertebrae in your spine, right?
Mhm.
7 is supposed to be the divine number. That's
Mhm.
all I wanted my words to be.
Mm.
That's
Oh,
deep.
And then on the flip side, my best friend's middle name is Lee, which is Lee. Now, if you flip that upside down and backwards,
right.
It's
you got
337.
337,
Yeah.
You don't go get hot. And
Okay.
you
and
say,
that's a family name. So there's the 337 in that.
Okay. Okay. That's fire. That's fire. Look,
No,
that
I ain't just give myself a name.
yeah, take what it's on.
like that. That's fire though.
You want to go out there.
That's fire though. So man, look, man, I don't want to hold you too much longer, man. We getting to that 2 hour mark. I like I tell you, my wife only give me 2 hours to be on here. Then sometimes I gotta cut it loose. So man, Lady Cruz, you gotta give us a poem for the get on here and get up out of here, man.
Oh, I got you. This one is titled Damn Poetry. Spitting rhymes and lines, spitting rhymes and lines, till bars become liquefied, refusing to be desensitized, eventually dropping my book on Amazon Prime. My pen committing poetic crimes, the grit of the grind. Parental discretion is advised, my poetry being televised. From the streets to the stages, this mic be blazing. These words can't be incinerated. A poet with a purpose, spitting verses like bullets, ink with hollow tip shells penetrating paper. Damn poetry, raw with no filter, like the taste of the city, grime and gritty, asphalt bleeding from the struggles, pain splattered in red on every corner. A game of chess, no room for pawns, strategies form, hustling metaphors, building alliterations from dust. Every setback's just a setup for my comeback. Flipping scripts like bricks. Don't need a scale to measure who I am. Go pound for pound, win 13 rounds, lights out, nothing can take me down. I own the crown, pleasing the crowd. Bars disintegrating mics. Damn, poetry. You the rhythm to the streets. I'm very discreet, taking this shit very seriously. My verses used as lifelines, spitting fire like daggers, my dialect electrifying. From the block to the booth, keeping others shook. I'm doing my thing. My wordplay gets sicker by the day. Who wants to play a beast with my pen? It drips ink staining pages with venomous ragefulness. You don't want to see me angry. These words calibrating in the chamber. Ink blots created ink spots, connecting the dots. This ain't 8 Mile. I'm no Papa Doc. This ain't Hickory Dickory Doc. Damn poetry. She keeps me on lock.
Let's go. Lady Crucible, man. Look, there's one thing and two things to show, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for jumping on this platform because y'all can be anywhere else, but y'all chose to be here. So I greatly appreciate y'all even stepping on this platform and giving the platform what it, the drip that it needs. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to Lady Crucible. Shout out. Let me take this down so people can really see y'all, man. One time, man. Shorty Rock. They couldn't see your name because I had the overlay on, but Shorty Rock in the building, Lady Crucible and 337. He dropped out, but shout out to him for gracing stage. These are some of the poets that's gonna be in the poetry league, man. Get comfortable, get used to them. They gonna be household names pretty soon. Lady Crucible and Shorty Rock. But before we get up out of here, man, Lady Crucible, tell the people who you are, and where you from, and where they can find you at.
Hey, I'm Lady Crucible, aka Nia. You can find me on Instagram as Lady Crucible. You can find me on Facebook as Nia Coney. You can find me on Threads as Lady Crucible. You can also find me on YouTube as Poetic Priestess and TikTok as Poetic Priestess. Yes.
Okay, that's Lady Crucible, Lady Crucible. All right, we got Shorty Rock in the building. Shorty Rock, tell the people who you are and where you from and where they can find you at. We can't hear you, Shorty Rock. We can't hear
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry. I am Shorty Rock. I'm from North Carolina. You can find me on Facebook, um, Instagram, and YouTube as Poet Shorty Rock. Integrating all platforms under that name. So thank you so much. Peace, love, and happiness.
Okay. And we got Mr. 337 in the building. Man, tell them who you are, where you from, and where they can find you at, man.
Well, Let me give it to you raw. It's Dez337 Jones. And I am the Recipe Poetry Guild on Facebook, as well as Desmond Raymond Jones. But you can find me on TikTok as Des the Shot Guy. Hey, come get me. We got this Sankofa showcase coming up next month.
Okay. That's 337, man. And y'all already know who I am. It's TK the Poet. Before I get my slogan, hey, I want all of y'all to stay in the building because after we end this, I got something to talk to y'all about real quick. But y'all already know what it is. It's TK the Poet. You already know it. So you ain't gotta quote it. And if I spoke it, you already know what that means. Y'all wrote it. Until next time, y'all already know what it is. The Pink Sick. Poetry Life. Hold on. Let me Poetry Life. Y'all know what it is. Poetry Life League. We got the merch. Internet the website's coming soon. So y'all jump on that. Poetrylife.com, thepensick.com. Hey, we doing new things, man. Y'all see what it is. Poetry Life. Again. Y'all know my slogan, so I ain't gonna say it again. Until next time, next week, we out here. Shout out to Lady Crucible, Shorty Rock, and 337. We out the
with you or with your not. Get the fucking whip with the pot. Your corn, I invest up in the stock. Left everybody went straight up to the top. Don't care like me or like me not. See the out spin the block. Ain't gon' stop till see them all drop. Grave your field, yeah, I see the plot. Grave your field, yeah, I see the plot. Ain't gon' stop till see them all drop. See the out spin the block. Don't care like me or like me not. Left everybody went straight up to the top. George corn, I invest up in the stock. Get the fucking whip with the pot. Get the money with you or with your not.